UFC 314 is this weekend, and in the co-main event, we have an interesting matchup between Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett. This is a 5-round fight, so this really will determine who is worth being that top 10 fighter. Michael Chandler, known to be the dumbest fighter in UFC history, making the dumbest decisions when he fights, versus Paddy Pimblett, the guy who's still kind of unproven. He hasn't beaten a top 10 guy yet. Yes, his win against Bobby Green was good and impressive, but other than that, he fought an old Tony Ferguson. Besides that, he fought a close fight with Jared Gordon. But this is the fight. This is the time to show to everyone that he is a top 10 guy. For Michael Chandler, this is just to help him keep him in the rankings. I mean, he's ranked 7th and has not won a fight since May of 2022, which was against an old Tony Ferguson. Before that, a fluke win against Dan Hooker. This is why I think Paddy Pimblett not only beats Michael Chandler, but I think he makes him look stupid. Michael Chandler's decision making is very questionable. How is he ranked 7th in the UFC? Chandler is an explosive, aggressive fighter. He loves to brawl and entertain, and that's why everybody loves him. But if you want to pick him to win, you are walking on thin ice. Michael Chandler likes to swing for the fences. He doesn't like to strike safe. He doesn't have a strategic game plan. That's fun for fans, but it cost him fights, and that's why Paddy Pimblett will beat him. For example, when Michael Chandler was fighting Justin Gaethje at UFC 268, instead of using his wrestling, where he arguably had the edge, he stood and traded bombs with him. It made for fight of the year, but he lost the fight against a top 3 guy. Chandler is a high-level wrestler, and he can wrestle against Paddy Pimblett, which he should, but he won't. Chandler was a former D1 All-American wrestler, yet in several fights, especially in the UFC, he's abandoned that to swing. He just wants to bomb. Yes, he has power, but he hasn't really proven that. Yes, he dropped Charles Oliveira in the first round, but in the second round, he came out swinging and got knocked out. His striking isn't that great. He just has power and explosiveness. Paddy Pimblett, though, has proven his striking. He is more of a dynamic striker, throwing more leg kicks, getting on the inside, going to the body more, and then trying to get to the back of his opponent so he can grapple. Michael Chandler loves risk over reward. He sometimes makes high-risk moves in tight situations, and that's where you cannot mess up against someone like Paddy Pimblett, who can jump on you and submit you, from the back, and guard, take you down, all that good stuff. Michael Chandler is kind of hard, getting taken down, but Charles Oliveira isn't that great of a wrestler, and for 4 rounds, he took down and held Michael Chandler for 20 minutes. Come on now. And I know, Paddy Pimblett doesn't have that great of a submission game against someone like Charles Oliveira, but it's still very high. Michael Chandler likes to throw these lunging punches and jumping knees or chasing finishes too aggressively. That will cost him the fight against Paddy Pimblett. When Michael Chandler fought Charles Oliveira, he nearly finished him in the first, but came out guns blazing in the second round and then got knocked out with a left hook. Chandler fights with emotion. Chandler is a super intense guy, and that's why I guess some people do get nervous fighting him, especially in the clinch, or they don't want to wrestle him. But you can beat someone with emotion. Chandler, he has impulse choices. He makes the dumbest decisions. When Charles Oliveira was on his back in the first fight and in the second fight, the rematch, he just jumps up and lays, he jumps up and tries to do a power bomb. That does nothing but gets the body triangle tighter. Michael Chandler is smart outside the cage. He makes pretty good choices, I guess, outside the cage. But inside the cage, he is horrific. He is not that smart. Paddy Pimblett will start the round off, probably throwing a lot of body kicks. Michael Chandler will probably do this thing, what he did against Dan Hooker, where he's squatting low, trying to throw that overhand right, trying to squeeze Paddy Pimblett in a corner. And you could see maybe Paddy Pimblett will be on his back foot and maybe be a little worrisome. But other than that, if Paddy Pimblett sticks to body kicks and the moment Chandler comes in, shoots a double leg, or even throw a head kick at that moment, he can catch Chandler. Chandler leaves his chin open when he rushes in. Like I said again, for the 13th time, he is not that smart of a fighter. This is a fight and an opportunity for Paddy Pimblett to beat Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is very interesting. I love watching him fight. But when it comes down to can he win, can he execute, he just can't. He likes to exchange with Dustin Poirier where, yes, he will land a couple of good punches. But then when he does fight good, when Chandler does fight good, like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, he cheats. Back of the head shots, putting his fingers inside of Dustin Poirier's mouth, pulling the pants down of Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler loves to cheat, and that's the only time when he does look good. Other than that, do not forget, he is ranked 7th in the UFC, and his last win was against Tony Ferguson. Paddy Pimblett's ranked 12th in the UFC. If he wins, he's a top 10 fighter. I would love to see him fight. Paddy Pimblett versus Max Holloway next would be an amazing fight if he beats Michael Chandler. If Michael Chandler somehow wins, give him another lower-ranked guy. Benoit Saint-Denis. Renato Moicano. I am so tired of Michael Chandler getting these top 3 fights. This is the first fight he's had since being in the UFC where it hasn't been against a top 5 guy. Michael Chandler has yet to prove that he is a top 5 guy in the UFC. He's not that great. He just has explosiveness and power. That will not win you a fight against Paddy Pimblett, who is a lot smarter than you, who has more dynamic striking, and has a great submission game. Michael Chandler, if he wants to win, he needs to stay safe and be on the outside, throw a lot of body kicks, initiate the grappling, try and wrestle against Paddy Pimblett, and pump the jab. Throw combinations. Don't just fucking bull rush in and try and throw overhand right and drop Paddy Pimblett. You will not win like that. You won't. But if Michael Chandler wins, it's probably going to be from a crazy first round, second round knockout. Do I see that happening? Of course not. Paddy Pimblett has proven he's getting better. The Bobby Green win was a great example of him picking apart someone who made a dumb decision. Bobby Green shooting for a takedown and Paddy Pimblett submitting him, in the first round. So this is an opportunity for Paddy Pimblett to show to everybody that Michael Chandler is the dumbest fighter in UFC history. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.